A little bit about me. My name is Kiew, as he mentioned. I'm probably the only person you'll ever meet whose full name can be pronounced in 2 letters, J-Q. Last name is of Singaporean descent, in case you're wondering where that's from, so I'm Singaporean, but grew up really in the Metro Vancouver area. What else might you want to know about me? Oh, okay, I got it. We just had a great meal, right? I am also a foodie. Any fellow foodies in the room? Yes, my people. Lower than I expected, but still pretty good. I don't know about you, but I just love Italian food. I have the tendency to always crave pasta. And by the way, if you didn't know, this is the universal sign for always craving pasta. But back in 2018, I went to Chicago, Illinois for the first time. Went with a few friends, and anyone been to Chicago? A few people here and there. I'd never been, so like any, a wandering tourist, we got hungry. Pulled out my phone, and I was looking for some Italian food. We stumbled upon the highest rated Italian restaurant in Chicago. What do you think it was called? Lula, yeah. 2,396 reviews, 4.7 stars. I was like, yes, let's go. We go to Lula, we grab a seat, we grab a table, look at the menu, and the first thing that catches my eye is a dish called pasta yeah. Which is, by the way, the sound I make when I eat good pasta. Yeah. It had fettuccine, garlic, butter. I know you've all just eaten, but I'm starting to get hungry again. So I talked to Leah, our waitress. I say, hey, I'll have the pasta yeah. Now, as much of a fan I am with Italian food, I also live and die for spicy food. Spice lovers in the house? Yes, my people again. I ask Leah, I say, hey, I love pasta. I think this would go really well with some fresh chili flakes. Guess what Leah says? Sorry, Jay, we're out. But we do have hot sauce and sriracha. I know what you're thinking, no chili flakes at an Italian restaurant? But they were out. Now, I'm not a snob, so I say, okay, it's okay, totally fine, just bring my food. I'm okay on the spice. A little bit of a sacrifice. But I think she could tell that I was disappointed. Because about halfway through my meal, she came back, and guess what she had? Fresh chili flakes. Fresh chili flakes. Yeah. Leah's efforts on focusing on what mattered to me in that moment converted directly into another 5-star Google review for me. Not that they needed it, by the way. Right? Do you think they really needed it at that point? They're pretty well established. Leah's efforts on focusing on what mattered to me in that moment also has me raving about Lula 5-6 years down the road. It's 2023, and I still tell everybody, I speak quite often, and whenever I speak, I just talk about Lula. I've probably sent out quite a lot of business their way because of it. And you know what strikes me? It's been 5-6 years, and that is still one of the best, most unforgettable customer experiences I've ever had. I know what you're thinking. Damn, Jay, you need to get out more. But why is that? Let me ask you a question. Just shout it out. What do you think makes an unforgettable customer experience? Going the extra mile, right? Leah did a great example of that. Thank you. What else? Listening. Yeah, she could have brought back hot sauce, and I'd be like, ew, right? But listening, for sure. Anything else?
Overcoming challenges.
Oh, okay, yeah. She could have just said, you know what? We don't have it, sorry. Why would I go across the street to the grocery store to get some? Overcoming challenges, great. One more, and then I'll move on. It's personalized. And sorry?
Using your name?
Yeah, how did she find out my name? But yeah, tricky, right? She probably... And what you said directly ties into that. Personalized, right? You two are on the same wavelength. We're talking about an unforgettable customer experience, but I think a lot of what contributes to that is tied directly to what our customer expectations are. I think it's really hard nowadays to try to get a sense of what our customer expectations are because I think they're shifting a little bit. They're shifting because our world has been shifting. Over the past 3 years, I think we've seen an unparalleled shift to when, where, and how we work. Anyone else feel that? Just a little bit? Yeah. I have a timer that they limited me to, so I'm not going to cover all the different shifts the world's covered, but I do have 3 of them that particularly pertain to our future of work. Number 1, everything, everywhere, all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Great movie, by the way. Anyone seen it? Yeah? Michelle Yeoh? Oh, great actress. But I'm not talking about the movie. I'm saying everything, everywhere, all at once is actually how our ways of working with each other and with our customers have shifted. Right? Before the pandemic, what did we do? We met people in person. We met them in kiosks. We accepted paper applications, right? Y'all with me? During the pandemic, we made the shift to remote work for some of us, and then all the way back again. And then now, what's going on? We're collaborating across all mediums, right? Miro boards, paper applications, live document updates. You know those document updates where you have like 10 people in the same file at the same time? Although, like, if we're being honest, there's one person doing all the edits and the rest of the 9 of us on just watching. But things are changing. How we're working together is changing. What does that mean for our customer expectations? Number 2, Serena touched on this, artificial intelligence, augmentation, automation. Who in here has used ChatGPT? Quite a few of us. For those of you who don't know, ChatGPT is a generative AI chatbot, kind of like Siri or Alexa, but on steroids. Over the past few years, we've also seen a whole new era of artificial intelligence capabilities to the point where I think customers are starting to run a lot faster. All of us have probably like iPhones in our pocket. We can run so quickly nowadays. Automation. Robotics process automation has been around for quite a while, also known as RPA. What these are platforms where you can like shove a bunch of complex documents into them, and they'll synthesize it and tell you whether it's within parameters. You can start to see really cool things when it comes to like development applications, permits, that kind of thing. And finally, augmentation. Microsoft has this bulky-ish but really cool-looking HoloLens headset. They've shared a few stories about how construction companies, so if we're taking in our lens today, how construction companies are really pushing the limits of how to build buildings. You can put a HoloLens on, right? You can virtually like transport yourself into a site cities away, by the way. And you're like, Jay, we could do that a long time ago. That's called FaceTime. But what's really cool is then you can project 3-dimensional plans for them to see whether the building's in scope, within specifications, that kind of thing. Last but not least, call for sustainability. For those of you in transportation in the room, I cannot begin to imagine the types of changes you've gone through over the years. Serena touched on a lot of them, right? There's the EV piece. All the automakers are marching towards fully electric vehicles. There's bike lanes being a thing where some cities have made the call to arms to install more bike lanes, and other cities have kind of shied away because we still have gas-powered vehicles and there's all the harmful pollutants. And then policy. On June 29th, 2021, Canada's Net Zero Emissions Act came into place. Right? So you're starting to see policy shift under our feet as we try to catch up as a country to what our emissions commitments are. Anyone kind of feeling that this is a lot of change and I probably haven't even touched on all of them? It's a lot of change, right? Yes. I think we're going to be okay. Everyone just breathe in with me, right? All right, inhale. Exhale. Everyone, one more time, that felt good. Inhale. Am I the only one breathing here? Exhale. I feel like an oxygen yoga instructor on his first day, just trying to figure out how to teach people how to breathe. I think our fundamentals have not shifted, right? If you think about new communication, new technology, new policies, it starts to build up. But at the end of the day, here's what matters. Number 1, relationships. Am I showing up with integrity? Am I showing up with respect? Number 2, responsiveness. Are we responding to our customers? Are we being timely? Do you actually deliver really well on the fundamentals already? Can we just acknowledge that for a second? You do a great thing. And then finally, last but not least, reliability. Can our customers rely on us? Because our fundamentals have not shifted. At the end of the day, regardless of what changes are happening, we're still going to come back to relationships. We're still going to come back to responsiveness. We're still going to come back to reliability. I think at the end of the day, we can keep things really simple. At the end of the day, our focus should be on our citizens, our customers, our developers, and I think we can keep it simple by being citizen-centric.